Welcome everybody to this week's Lifewave team meeting with Francis Parker. We have a special guest this week, Rex Kocherhans. Now, did I say that correctly, Rex?
You were close, pretty close. It's actually pronounced Kocherhans.
Okay. Oh, it sounds German. I'm German, so that sounds familiar.
Swiss German, yeah.
Excellent. Well, welcome to today's call. Thank you for being here with us, taking time out of your busy schedule. Since you just joined Lifewave, I'm going to let Francis introduce you, but I wanted to welcome you myself, and we'll continue with the meeting and give people a chance to ask questions at the end. How does that sound, Francis?
Sounds wonderful. I can't wait to share Rex with the Lifewave world, because he's a special guy.
You're making me
okay,
blush.
Rex, how you doing, buddy? How's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's good to be here.
Yeah, you got a nice background over there. What do you got, a round mirror?
Got a mirror.
Looks like you got a round mirror. Oh, you're in.
We got a lamp.
Nice office. Nice office.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to thank you for being part of Lifewave. You have a world of experience, and it turns out we have a bunch of common friends, don't we?
We do. We do.
Yeah. It's really neat. It's really neat. I think we should start out by letting people know really just who you are, Rex. You have a very long resume for a young man. And, you know, I'm feeling old because you're a young guy in your 40s, and I've been doing this, you know, for almost 35 years. So you were kind of in elementary school when I started. It's really neat. So Rex, if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit about, you know, how you got started in the industry, and then we can go from there, because that would be really great.
Yeah, sure. Great. So I actually, in university, was interested in becoming a foreign service officer, of all things, and got a degree in international law and diplomacy, and was all set to kind of have this career working for the State Department, having an international career. And 9/11 happened, and suddenly I realized that I wasn't as interested in living abroad as an official U.S. government representative with a family. Didn't have a family yet, but I knew I wanted to have a family. And so it was kind of a big career shift for me, and I graduated with this international law degree. And a cousin of mine worked for a company. And she said, hey, you know what? There's this fantastic company. They've got this fantastic product. And I'd like to have you come interview. So I went and interviewed at a little company at the time called Tahitian Noni International, or Morinda. And they had this little product called Tahitian Noni juice. And they, I think they were in maybe the US and Canada and Mexico, maybe a couple of international markets. And that was my introduction to network marketing. I hopped on board right as Tahitian Noni was about to launch into kind of their incredible hyper growth phase. And so I was thrown kind of right into the middle of lots of exciting things. I actually started in the compliance department, of all places. That's with my international law degree. That's where they felt like I might fit best. So I started in the compliance department, worked with a great team there, but realized before long that marketing was where my heart and soul were. And so it didn't take me long, just a matter of months, before I crossed over to the marketing team at Tahitian Noni, and worked on the marketing team, helping to create sales tools, helping to build the website. I worked with the European markets quite a bit. I had a special role as a European liaison, and I realized that network marketing was a fantastic business model. And to see how the products were changing people's lives, but also how the business opportunity could change people's lives. People who weren't necessarily traditional business people, housewives, people who were interested in sort of an alternate path from a full-time 9-to-5 kind of position. I realized this is really cool. This business model can really, really change people's lives and give them opportunities that they wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. with minimal investment up front. So fell in love with the industry at Tahisha Noni. Took an opportunity outside of the industry for a short time as a director of marketing position. But before long, a friend of mine who I'd worked with at Tahisha Noni pulled me back and said, hey, there's this new company called ASEA. It's got this exciting product, this exciting opportunity, and I'd love to have you come work on my team. And before long, I was back in the industry working at ASEA, kind of in the same position that I started at Tahisha Noni, right at the kind of the beginning of that big launch phase where they launched into some really fantastic international growth, and was able to be right in the middle of all that exciting growth at ASEA, and ended my position at ASEA as their director of international marketing. So working with all of our global markets and making sure that our marketing was our global marketing was being implemented across the world, and helping with localization and translation, and making sure our international markets were taken care of. After I left ASEA, I spent some time working still kind of within the industry. I was working with some top leaders in network marketing companies, helping to build their personal brands. So a lot of our top leaders are interested in taking some of the tools that they've created, the training materials that they create on their own, and making them putting them on a platform that they can share them with their teams, building out their own brand, building out their own personal story, and spent some great time as a consultant working with some million-dollar network marketing earners, helping them to build out their own personal brand and their own personal story. And then I got contacted out of the blue by someone saying, hey, you need to check out this company called Lifewave. And I'd never heard of Lifewave before. It's this company out in San Diego. I live in Utah, and hopped onto the website and took a look and was absolutely intrigued by this incredibly unique product line, something I'd never seen before in all my years, 12 years in network marketing space, a product and a technology that I had never encountered before. And before long, I was on a plane flying out to San Diego, met with David Schmidt, walked through the technology, got to hear directly from David sort of a presentation on the potential of the technology, the incredible products we currently have, the structure of the company, the business opportunity of the company, and it didn't take long before I was completely 100% on board as I saw this absolutely unique company doing absolutely unique things, and the potential for growth, the potential for this technology to drive some incredible growth, the likes that I have seen throughout my career. The parallels were all there. The raw elements are all there in Lifewave that I saw with other companies that are now billion-dollar plus companies. So it didn't take me long to really get excited and get sold on the incredible Lifewave product story. It's unlike anything else I've seen in the industry. And so it's been about a month and a half that I've been at Lifewave. So I've been, kind of wetting my feet, getting familiar with who's who and who our key leaders are, and internally, how things work internally with our team in the US and our team in Ireland, and looking at our systems and our processes, and excited again. We've got all the ingredients to be a billion-dollar company. The raw ingredients are all there, and I'm excited to now start working to help make my job. I see my job as a marketing director as making your life as easy as I can to eliminate sort of the speed bumps that get in the way as you're trying to tell the story and sell the product and build the business and represent a brand. And so that's what I'm going to be doing looking forward. Very, very, very excited about being at Lifewave.
Well, Rex, boy, that's quite a background you have. I know all those companies that you were with, and they are extremely successful, and I'm sure you had a hand in that. The other companies are very ethical, moral companies, and I have respect for them. And I'm glad you're with us, because every great company still needs help. You know, it's like every good person still needs support. And that's what companies are. They're made of people. And I'm just so delighted that you're here with us. What turned you on about our technology when you saw it?
You know, I use a phrase a lot when I talk about product positioning. The phrase I like is what you're looking for at a network marketing opportunity is a differentiated, sustainable advantage. So when I say differentiated, of course, I mean a product that's different than anything else on the market. Not a Me Too product. It's not a skincare product. It's not another healthy juice. It's truly a different product that stands alone in its category. I mean, Lifewave really is a category starter, right? There were no other phototherapy products with the type of technology that Lifewave uses in their product. So it is an absolutely differentiated product. So that's exciting to have a product that nobody else is replicating. And then the other element of that is sustainable. And what I mean by sustainable is it's patent protected. It's proprietary. Someone can't walk into Costco and find our product on the shelves, because our product and our technology that is David and the executive team were wise enough to invest heavily in getting the patents that we need to protect our technology, to protect our products, to make sure that they're absolutely proprietary in the market space. And so when you have that combination of two things, a differentiated product that's sustainable, that people can't walk on and knock off and sell at Costco, you've got a winner. And when I look at Lifewave's product line, we've got those two elements. The other thing I love about Lifewave products is that we're talking about products that work at the most fundamental levels. I mean, I look at a product like X39, and it's a product that isn't constrained by any particular demographic, right? It's not an anti-aging product exclusively. Now, does it have some anti-aging properties? It does. We know that as it stimulates our stem cells. Is it a general health and wellness vitality product? It is. Is it a sports performance product? It is. And so as you start looking at it, you start to realize that these are products that aren't constrained by any particular demographic. We're in a position right now where health and wellness is general health and wellness among the general public has probably never been higher. Everyone is interested in boosting their immune system, doing whatever they can to make sure that their families, their friends, their loved ones are healthy in a way that, you know, these types of discussions probably haven't been had before COVID-19. And so to have a product that can work so fundamentally within the body, that sort of triggers the body's own native processes and can work regardless of demographic, that applies to anybody at any stage of life, whether they're aging, whether they're just trying to maintain health, whether they're concerned about what they're seeing in the headlines, whether they're looking for an edge in their athletic performance, whether they're looking for something for their family, their loved ones, that's just a sort of a general health and wellness product. We've got products that work at that fundamental level. So where other companies, which they might be heavily leveraged into, you know, skincare, for example, or into cosmetic, or into anti-aging, and sort of narrowly defined in terms of the benefits that their products provide, we have a product line that can truly provide fundamental benefits to anybody at any stage of life. So that's an exciting thing. I think that's a strong position to be in right now in light of what's happening in the world. And that's very exciting to me as we look at how to position Lifewave products moving forward.
That's neat. You know, Rex, I couldn't have said it better than you. It was really a very, very clear and lucid answer to that question. I like to use the word regeneration because the body gets what it needs and it restores itself. It expands itself. It becomes better and more. And so I call it a really regenerative product. the X39. I think it's a phenomenal product. It just doesn't taste very good. You know, I have to stop eating it. For you guys that are on the call, I'm joking. You do not eat X39 patches, okay?
It is interesting,
that's
though.
why,
You know, you've got guys my age, so I'm 42 years old, who, you know, a lot of guys my age don't really think about their health very much. You know, as long as there's nothing aching or hurting, they don't spend a whole lot of time taking care of themselves. They're busy. They don't, health and wellness isn't maybe something they spend a lot of time thinking about. And it's interesting as I talk to friends and family, guys my age who are now suddenly saying, oh, maybe I need to be taking more vitamin C to protect myself, or I need to be taking that airborne supplement you can buy at the grocery store because I just want to protect myself. I want to make sure I'm healthy as can be. And, you know, these are guys who are not talking about health, you know, 6-8 weeks ago. And so this sort of new awareness that we have as a general public about the need to be looking after yourself and investigating ways that you can help support your body's natural process to protect yourself from what's out there, I think is unlike anything we've ever seen before. And of course, that creates great opportunity for us at Lifewave.
another excellent point. I think I told you just about 15 months ago, out of the blue, I had this heart issue, which caused me to have a double bypass. And we just don't know what's going to happen when. And so we need every tool available to be able to stay well. Absolutely. Because you don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. And I think having the X39 as your main tool in your toolbox is certainly something smart and prudent to live by. And, you know, the other patches are fantastic too. We love the glutathione patch, and we love the sleep patch and the pain patch, but really we lead with this amazing product called the X39. And, you know, that also includes, we're around a lot of EMFs. And I notice that I feel more energy now. I'm around laptops, I'm on a cell phone right now. I think the X39 has impact on keeping you well, even in this big soup of EMFs. So it's really wonderful. You know, I think it would be really fun to open up the call to some questions. Katrina, do you want to do that? Rex, they're going to try to stump you, so just be careful, okay?
All right, Rex. So when did you first start using the X39 patch? I'm assuming you're actually using it.
I absolutely. When I went out for my in-person discussion interview with David Schmidt, he sent me home with a big pouch full of X39 and some of the other products. So I started on X39 before I officially started at Lifewave. Immediately experienced benefit in terms of increased vitality, increased energy, better sleep, just that general sense of wellness that's sort of hard to describe, aside from that word wellness, I think. Luckily, I'm a healthy 42-year-old, so I didn't have a whole lot of issues I was trying to address, but definitely could feel a difference. Probably took me about, I would say, five days before I commented, hey, you know what? I'm feeling a difference. I'm feeling my energy levels boosted. I'm feeling a general sense of well-being and health. And so, yeah, it's been about almost 2 months now, I guess, that I've been using X39. I've been sort of trying out the other patches as well, sort of on top of that. So kind of experimenting to see how my body reacts to the other various pouches. So that's kind of a fun process of being a guinea pig on myself and seeing, you know, which products I'm really responding well to. So
that's great. I had a similar 5-day response. On the 5th day of using the X39, I suddenly felt like a veil lifted from my mind, which I didn't realize was there. And I had this great level of energy and optimism and joy, and other people have commented on that. I didn't know if it was unique to me or not. And John said, well, you're always a happy person. And I said, yeah, but I noticed something different. This is the only thing I've changed is using the X39 patch. And that 5th day I woke up and I said, wow, everything is different. I feel so good. And it's been about 4 months for me that I've been using X39, and it's been consistent. That level of energy is still there. I feel great. I feel like doing things. So even in spite of being housebound and all of that, we actually live in a great environment here in San Diego, so I can't complain. But I really don't feel the anxiety that some people I've talked to feel around the COVID-19 situation. I'm really grateful for X39 for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to have a product that works at such a fundamental level that you can experience benefits that are kind of such fundamental changes in your general sense of well-being. So that's an awesome story.
Thank you. So who else has something to share or a question for Rex? Please unmute yourself.
Hi, Rex. This is John Notarianni, Katrina's husband. The camera's off, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, did you say Joe or John?
John.
John. Okay, great. That's actually my first name too. I'm actually John Rex. So.
Oh, okay. Great name.
I like you already.
Likewise. Rex, is it possible to come and visit the headquarters there in San Diego for people like us, and when might that be possible? I guess now under the COVID thing, it's not, but, when might that be possible?
That's a great question. So I'm actually working out of Utah right now, John. So I'm actually not in the San Diego office every day.
Cool.
I do know that that recently there was an additional restriction put in place where the office staff in San Diego they're all wearing masks throughout the day, which was, I think that happened, 2 weeks ago. For those of you who are Californians can probably speak up. But as far as visitors, that's a good question. My guess is that because Lifewave was deemed to be an essential service, an essential business, we've been allowed to stay in operation. So the team there is still working in the office. They're just wearing masks. I'm not sure what that means in terms of outside visitors coming to the office. I'd be happy to check into that. If you want to send me your info, I can find out for sure to see if there is a policy in place either way. But my guess is you could probably visit as long as you had a face mask on.
All right.
But let me check in on that for sure, so I can make sure to give you correct information.
And you brought up or you mentioned an essential business. What does that actually mean?
So, I'm talking a little bit above my pay grade here, but because we're talking about, it's a California designation. In California, certain businesses are given certain exemptions to the prevailing restrictions on business and travel based on the type of work that they do. And because Lifewave was deemed to be a business that's providing essential health services, we were given these rather rare exemption, as I understand it, to continue to operate as a essential business. So our production is still firing away. We haven't had any interruptions to our production, and the San Diego team has been able to continue to meet in the office as needed. So
okay.
I don't know. That's about all I know. I don't know exactly the protocol that is used to determine what determines an essential business, other than Lifeway was deemed by California authorities to be providing an essential health service, which is very cool, actually, that they looked at us and what we do and determined that what we're doing is an important service right now.
I was wondering, can we use that in our marketing? Because that was
absolutely. I don't think there's any reason there should be a restriction on that. I think that's something we should be shouting from the rooftops.
Right. Great. Well, that was the other thing. So now that you've come on board, distributors like Katrina and myself, you know, unlike Francis, who is an old hand at the industry, we're very new. And we're lucky to have Francis to help train us. But also, what can we expect as marketers, you know, on our end? How do we work with you, or how do you work with us? What should we, you know, expect from you, I guess, you know, now that you've come on board?
Yeah, great question. You know, ultimately, network marketing companies are marketing companies, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, that's what we do. And it's our job as corporate to provide you with the tools that you need to be able to build your business. That's kind of fundamentally how I view my role, is providing you with the tools that you need to be able to sell the product confidently from a place of credibility, from a place of education, sell the business opportunity confidently because you understand the compensation plan, you understand how the business works, you understand our corporate brand. That's our job as corporate, is to help train the field in those areas. So, you know, it's only been a couple of weeks, it's been a month and a half at Lifewave, and I've already identified a lot of areas where we can make some big improvements in this area. So, you know, as far as, you know, how we work together, first of all, you're welcome to contact me. My door is always open. Some of the best ideas that we get as a marketing department is from the field, saying, hey, have you considered this? Or here's an interesting story I heard, or here's how I talk about the product in a way that we've noticed people respond to. We have an interesting challenge at Lifewave. I had a kind of a similar challenge at ASEA, where we have a technology product. Now, phototherapy is not a new concept. So phototherapy is a concept that's been around for actually thousands of years, where there's historical record of ancient cultures using the principles in phototherapy for therapeutic uses. So phototherapy as a concept is not a new concept. That our technology and our application of the principles of phototherapy are absolutely new and based on science. And so we're not like a fruit juice or something where the story is, you know, oh, it's a natural fruit juice, where sort of the benefits are sort of assumed by people. Oh, it's natural, it's organic, it must be healthy because it's a fruit juice. We have a technology product. And so that creates a challenge in terms of how we explain the product, in terms of how we teach how the product works. I'm a firm believer that our goal as a marketing department is not to teach you to be scientists. Our field should not go around talking about the product as though they are experts in phototherapy technology or scientists. Because you run into trouble pretty quickly, right? You're not a scientist, right? So my goal is to create messaging that makes it easy for you to confidently talk about the product, position the product, refer people to credible sources of information if they're interested in the science, but not to have you be the scientist yourself, because those conversations can get locked up pretty quickly. And, you know, so when we have the right marketing message, that becomes easy for you. You don't have to be a scientist to talk about the phototherapy technology. You can focus on the benefits. You can focus on your personal experience and confidently sell the product in that way, and not feel like you have to be an incredible expert in the technology, if that makes sense. So, gosh, that's a long-winded response to your question, but as far as, feel free to reach out to me. My door is open. You can contact me at any time with questions, concerns, ideas. My goal will be to be developing and continuing to push out content and material that will help you to confidently sell Lifewave products. And I welcome your feedback as we go through this process. We'll have a lot of success. We'll make some mistakes as well. And we love to hear about the mistakes. We love to hear about what you feel like you need. You know, what do you need that's missing right now in terms of the resources available in the back office library? What videos are we missing? feel free to reach out to me directly on those kinds of issues. I love to discuss those kinds of things with you, because we want to put the best possible tools in your hands to make it easy to duplicate, so you can build your systems and your processes, and you can teach them to people in your downline as simply and as easily as possible. That's how we'll all have success, and that's how Lifewave is going to grow.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rex. And that was a great answer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, John. Any other questions? You're probably tired of hearing my voice by now, but if anyone's got any other questions, I'm happy to respond.
Okay,
Oh.
Christine, please proceed.
Yes, very nice to meet you.
Hi, Christine.
How are you?
Good.
I have a question. You're in so many beautiful countries, but I live half time in Argentina, and I wanted to know, actually I spoke to some of my friends there, and I was there when all the lockdowns started, and I was just wondering the process of adding a country, what was that? Because one of my friends there said, you know, I happen to know one of the directors of their FDA, which is called MFAT. So that was my question.
Great question. So international growth. Right now at Lifewave, I don't know if you know the name Jules Rudick. Jules is a senior vice president at Lifewave, and he is responsible for our international market development. So Jules is constantly, he's involved in the entire process, from sort of initial contacts to looking at getting the product registered, all the way basically through to launch. So he's got a big job. I know that there are certain markets that are in process right now. I don't think Argentina is in process, but the way international markets are developed is typically they follow the activity. So if there is interest, if there are opportunities, international development, they may have a plan in place, but it's pretty fluid. If there are opportunities in certain markets and certain relationships that we can leverage to go into a market, that plan can shift. So I would suggest reaching out to me or reaching out to Jules with any info or questions you have to kind of initiate that discussion. That's often how this process works, actually, is just people from the field saying, hey, I've got a team, or I see an opportunity, and that sort of gets it on the radar. And then Jules would actually be the one to sort of go in and kind of ascertain the opportunities there.
Great. And how would I reach you or Jules?
So let me, just for everybody on the call, just give you my email address right now. It's R for Rex, and then my last name, Kocherhans, which you can probably see on screen under my name, but it's Kocherhans. So it's R Kocherhans @lifewave.com. And you can send messages to me. I can pass them on to Jules, no problem.
I've put that.
There we go. Katarina just typed it in on the chat, so you can copy it right out of there. Thanks, Katarina. Katrina, excuse me.
I'll answer to either. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Who's next? Any more questions? That was excellent information. Thank you.
Hi, Rex. This is Carol DeFrancisco, and I'm wondering if we are in Austria or Hungary specifically.
Austria or Hungary? I know we have teams in Hungary, because I just had interaction with someone from a team. You're exposing a little bit of my greenness here, Carol, because I know we have a lot of open markets in the EU, but I couldn't write a list down for you right now. But I do believe Hungary is an open market, and Austria also. I know we're in Germany and Switzerland, and so typically when those two markets are open, Austria is also open, just because it's an obvious, because of the language tie, it's an obvious move. So if you wouldn't mind emailing me just to remind me of your question, I will confirm that 100%. I don't want to give you bad information, and I'll get back to you with a response on that.
There is one way to check, and that is to, when you know how the website asks you to select your country? you could scroll through all the countries and just see if the ones that you're interested in are listed.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you, Rex.
You are welcome.
Thanks, Carol. All right. Anybody else have a question? This is your opportunity.
What is your title, Rex?
I am, my title is Director of Marketing.
Okay, great.
So I report directly to Jim Caldwell. You probably have heard Jim's name, who's the VP of Marketing. Jim is my boss. My job is to sort of be the operations person for all marketing issues and let Jim be more of an actual vice president, be less in the weeds in terms of creating and executing our marketing strategies. That will be my job going forward. So that includes all marketing communications, that includes all of our branding, that includes our websites, that includes our marketing collateral. Anything marketing will be my responsibility.
Okay. Anybody?
Hello, this is Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, I got a question. A week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, corporate had a webinar on Zoom with a big welcome to Denmark presentation. And in it, they were talking about some new things that they had coming down the pipe about an app and with all kind of features, which sounded very similar to the Rapid Funnel app. And so I was wondering, were they talking about, you know, I have two of the apps that we have already, the corporate and the InTouch app on my phone. Plus I have the Rapid Funnel app, which is, you know, a private app. But I was wondering, were they going to come with a third additional app, or were they going to make the InTouch app add a bunch of extra features similar to the Rapid Funnel, or were they going to private label a Rapid Funnel app? And just want to know more about this app they were talking about.
Yeah, so the app is the Lifewave InTouch app, and that announcement I think you're referring to is that we have finally localized that app for a bunch of European markets, so Denmark being one of them. The app is now fully translated into Danish for the Denmark market, and that's a new, that was launched April 30th. Danish, German, I believe French, Spanish, 5 or 6 languages. So the app, you know, the app is actually a fantastic app. I got to say, companies quite a bit larger than Lifewave don't have apps that have some of the features that this Lifewave InTouch app has. At ASEA, for example, their app, you're not able to do enrollments through their app. So the ability to actually do enrollments through an app is a pretty cool, pretty advanced feature that I'm very impressed with. So the app will continue to make improvements to the app. This is sort of our initial launch. We'll continue to add languages as well to make sure that the app is available to as many of our international markets as possible. And this is just sort of, again, a starting point for the app. We plan to add additional features, tools to make it kind of a one-stop shop for you to be able to build your business on the move, enroll people, order. We need to enhance the content on the app to make sure that you can do presentations and things, so that it truly becomes the ultimate tool for being able to do a presentation and enroll someone in a very simple way on a mobile device. And so to answer your question, I think what you're referencing is the localization, the translation of the app into various, of the InTouch app into the various languages that we announced that launched on April 30th.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Great question, Steve. All right, anybody else have a question? Please unmute yourself. Francis, would you like to ask one last question or finish the call? What's your preference? Okay, where'd he go?
Oh, did we lose Francis?
We might have.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. I didn't
Okay,
realize I was on mute. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I got to tell you, you know, I'm really, everybody who knows me knows I'm completely jazzed and excited about Lifewave. But you know, Rex, you brought me to another level. So I want to thank you for that, because I feel so confident having you there doing what you're doing in the marketing department. I think we're gonna really become even a bigger, stronger rocket ship because you're there. And so I want to just thank you. And I think everybody on the call wants to thank you. And hundreds and perhaps even thousands of people will be listening to this call because it was recorded. So anyway, I just want to thank you very much, Rex, for being on the call with me here. And I'm expecting us to do a lot of things together.
Well, thank you for having me, Francis. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to meet your team and be a part of this wonderful group. Fantastic group you've built here.
Thanks very much, Rex, for taking
Yes,
time
thanks, everyone.
today. And I think that Stephen Immer, do you have a question?
Hey, hi, I'm Steve
There you
Immer,
Hi, Steve.
Breckenridge, Colorado. Am I on mute or unmute?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, okay.
Yes.
All right, and my little eyeball is on at the top of my laptop. Can you guys see me or just hear me?
I see you too.
Okay, all right. I just joined, and I'm part of Francis's team, and we had an amazing, intense call yesterday, and I'm just so amazed and delighted that you've got such a great leadership. I don't have any real questions, but I'm just looking forward, and I'm already having aha moments as recently as this morning. And I'm going, okay, there's all kinds of goofy craziness going on in my life, and all of a sudden things are getting more clear and more organized and more focused. I'm 77, so I'm not exactly a spring chicken, all right?
Wow.
Like I'm not even a small,
Stephen.
I'm not even a small, I'm not even a fall chicken, okay? But here's what I noticed this morning as I was brushing my hair. My hair, I've only been on the product a couple of months, and my hair is I mean, I've got a mop on the top of my head, and I'm going, oh my God, that is pretty righteous. And I'm not making this up, guys. I did a 25-mile bicycle ride yesterday, and I woke up this morning, and yeah, I'm a little sore, but I usually have a very pronounced lower back ache, and maybe even it goes from an ache to the pain level. And guess what? Even though I was hunched, you know, when you're on a bicycle, you're kind of hunched over a little bit. And to do a 25-mile bike ride, and by the way, I live at 10,000 feet elevation, so I don't have any oxygen, right? So I did 25 miles yesterday with no oxygen, all right? And woke up this morning and I had a great night's sleep. I have a condition that requires me to wear a CPAP every night. I have sleep apnea, okay? And this is wild, and I have a monitoring system on my CPAP, so I get measured overnight. And last night, I just wrote this down this morning, guys. I don't know if testimonies are okay on a big call like this, but I had over 8 hours of sleep last night. I had a 1 point, it's called events, but it basically translates as REM quality sleep, and anything over a 1 is considered really good. And my score, my point score, there's a complicated system point score, was the maximum 100. So I'm thinking one of the things I've always had trouble with my whole life is sleeping. And obviously the sleep apnea is part of that, but there's other psychological issues too. But last night I had a great night's sleep. So think about this. I woke up this morning, couldn't help but notice this mop of hair on the top of my head. My hair is growing faster. I've only been on the product a couple of months. My mental clarity is amazing. And unlike most people on your product that are just giving you anecdotal evidence about sleep that, hey, I'm getting more sleep. Guess what? I'm one of the few people probably in your whole system that has a printout of my sleep, because it's monitored through this magic kind of a cell phone device overnight that goes right to my computer, so I can check every morning as if I didn't already know. Hey, when I woke up this morning, I had all kinds of energy. But yeah, I mean, to have a 100 and then 19 hours of sleep and a 1.0 event system, which translates into REM. And of course, rapid eye movement sleep is high quality sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's, by the way, that one is not an overall thing. That's one per hour. In other words, my whole 8 hours, I averaged one, and I'm going, oh my God. So I've got actual measurement proof, not just anecdotal evidence about the quality of the sleep that I'm getting in. And I'm sure that's contributing to my fact that I'm recovering from a 25-mile bike ride with no oxygen yesterday. And throw in my age, and I think something pretty remarkable is happening. And I can hardly wait to start being a blabbermouth and tell everybody I know and everybody I don't know that, hey, this little magic patch is the real deal.
Stephen, how old did you say you are?
77.
I can't believe it.
Isn't that wild?
I want to be you when I'm 77.
Well, I can't help but notice that the leadership of this call is energized and fun and has a variety of different age brackets. All right, but I think for me to look like a sheepdog, and also here's something else. I still weigh the same as I weighed in college. I weigh 160, and most guys my age cannot say that they weigh the same at 77 as they weighed when they were late teenagers. So something really remarkable is going on here.
Well, Stephen, thank you for sharing that story. That's, as being new to Lifewave, I think one of the best ways for me to sort of understand what I've got myself into here and the power of this product is to listen to stories like that and kind of understand how the product is actually working in people's lives. It's really helpful to me as a marketer to understand. So thank you for sharing it. What incredible results, and thank you for sharing that. It's fantastic.
So we actually have time for one more.
Steve's got amazing hair. Did you see his hair?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I know, I'm jealous.
Let me just tell you, you're not kidding. You know how jealous I am? I'm a rock drummer. And I look like a cue ball. And look at this Steve Immer, this cycling 77-year-old who lives 10,000 feet up in the air, and I don't have his hair. God bless you, Steve. Steve, we love you, man. You got great energy.
Amazing.
So thank you. And of course, Francis, I mean, when we had that amazing call yesterday, I realized, oh my God, every MLM company talks about teamwork. Yeah. And most of them, it's kind of a lip service thing, but there's no question that Lifewave is the real deal as far as teamwork and support. And let's not use too much of a cliche, but love.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you so much, Steve. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing you said. And Rex, I got to thank you again for being on this call. What a beautiful call today. And it's probably time to move on and end the call. But thank you all so much for your participation.